Is a post-nuclear role-playing game. So it's a game where you get to make a character you want and then go wander this post-nuclear world doing whatever you want. We do have the Enclave in the game, and they are from Fallout 2. So they're the government, kind of this shadow government, but they now are, and they consider themselves, the government of the United States. In the beginning of the game, they have a very kind of secret presence. You'll see these iBots floating around, broadcasting the propaganda, and throughout the course of the game they make their presence known more. The things people generally doesn't attach with Oblivion with people are things that Fallout does better. Like in Oblivion you have thousands of characters, and they can tend to be a bit cardboard because there are thousands of them. They start to get a bit cookie cutter, whereas in Fallout one of the good things is a lot of people are dead, because they're all blown up. So we have, only a few hundred characters. We can write them really specifically. And the combat system and the character system, they are basically Fallout. In Oblivion, you can kind of become an everyman, eventually be good at everything by just repetition. But with Fallout, it's experience points based, and it caps out at level 20. So you really have to decide when you're leveling up, what kind of character do you want to be? Sandman is a perk I can't talk about. Mysterious Stranger is a perk we have that's from the previous games. I can't say yet how we do it, but it's really happy with that. Bobbleheads. There are bobbleheads in the world you can find. There's 20 of them, one for each statistic. And then every time you find one, it's going to raise that stat. Rendering-wise, we really redid most of it in terms of shaders and using all of the cores and the 360, the SPUs, and the PS3. And then our AI systems, pretty much everything got another run over. So we have a system called VATS, the Vault-Tec Assisted Targeting System. And what it allows you to do is you press a button, you stop time, and then you get to queue up moves. So you get to say, I want to shoot this guy in the head and this guy in the arm. And it uses a pool of action points. And every shot you do uses it up, and then you execute the moves, and it kind of shows it back in this cinematic mode with whatever you did. And then when you're in real time, and you can play it just like a first-person shooter. So the answer to how far can you see, it's all the way. We actually don't limit it. And I don't know, we have not added up the square mileage of the game space. It's almost as big as Oblivion's game space, so it's pretty big. So we do have companions. Dogmeat, who was in the previous games, is one of them, so you can have a dog. And then we have a number of other companions and you can have one at a time, other than Dogmeat, so another bipedal companion. And it depends on your karma. So if you're a good guy, you can only get certain people. If you're a bad guy, you can get other people. If you're in the middle, there's other people you can get. Dogmeat, the dog, he'll go with anybody. And they're pretty fun. They have personalities, but you also have to, and they can really help in combat, but you need to keep them up. You need to give them weapons. You need to give them apparel and armor they can wear. You need to give them stim packs to heal up. So we're still tweaking them, but we hope to hit that balance where they're not overpowered, but if you do have the equipment and you want to give it up, that they do become a benefit for you. Right, so we have Liam Neeson, who plays your father. Malcolm McDowell plays the President of the United States, John Henry Eden. And we have Ron Perlman, who does the narration again. And there's some others that I don't think we've announced yet. So, yeah.
Is there going to be any Inkspot songs in the game?
Absolutely. So in the one radio station on the soundtrack from the Inkspots, we have I Don't Want to Set the World on Fire. We also have Maybe, which is the title track for Fallout 1. So the Pip-Boy is your wrist-mounted device. And we really spent a lot of time on trying to make this kind of retro futuristic computer, and we spent the first 6 months just on that thing. Our joke became we ran out of places to put pixel shaders, so now we put them on the fonts. So we have pockets of the world where it's very hard, we have pockets where it's a little bit easier, and then we have areas where it's going to level a bit towards you, but it's much more sophisticated than with Oblivion in terms of how an area decides what's there, and then when you leave that area, it's going to save what it was. So you're not going to leave it and then come back and now it's tougher. That'll never happen in this game. And also, the enemies themselves have a lot more characters. You just know. You know when you see a super mutant, they're within this range of toughness. And it really depends on what weapon they have. But we'll mix that up. So if you're a higher level guy, there's a better chance a super mutant's going to have a better gun. It just keeps it a bit more interesting. The main quest itself, having done it in our target, it's around 20 hours. We're going to sit down and just do the main quest. If you want to do everything, you're looking at it's a good